friends, it's Kelly and welcome to my channel, and this is my first week in 2022 of the hashtag Saturday Morning Makes, and this is an open collaboration with the talented Jill Norwood here on YouTube, and I'll link her channel down below. I started this last year and really loved it. Took a little bit of break for the holidays, but we are back, and this one is so much fun for me because I love art that's fun and invigorating, and I love art that really makes me think outside the box. So what I decided to do this morning is tackle this giant fun pad. And this is something that my daughter received when she was very, very young, and I have had it for so many years. And a couple of nights ago, I decided to just have some fun with my family, and I called them all to the table, and I had each one of these in their place as a placemat. And first I got the, the deer in the headlight blink blink kind of look, and then they just started having so much fun. I told them dinner's running a little bit late, so get up to the table and just do a word search. And they ended up having a really, really great time. We're talking about adult children here. They were all having a good time. And then basically what this is, it's like a Where's Waldo, a search and find, and each of the pages is different, and they give you a list over here of what to look for, and then of course you have to find it over here. If you are a beginner like my 3-year-old granddaughter, we just told her look for the bunnies, look for the clown. It was a little advanced, but we did just fine. This turned out to be so much fun. It was so much fun that I decided to carry over the fun into my art today. So what I decided to do is take a couple of pages out, and I decided to use some of my die cuts, just regular shapes. I used some stitched circles, I used some stitched rectangles, regular circles. I even put some newsprint in here. I have some hearts, I have some squares, and I decided that I was going to use a couple of those pages and make some little mini envelopes, and they turned out to be so delightful. This is just it's comical, it's whimsical, and this is the kind of art that it lets you be a kid again. It makes you smile, and I think that's what creativity is all about. You should really just have good fun with it. So I chose a couple of the big pages. I just ripped out a page that looked like this, and then I just cut it down into squares, and then a couple of different sizes, and then I will make one with you as well, and I'll show you how I did these. And then this is great for junk journaling. This is great for some planners. This is good for tucking into some journals, and just really, really, really super adorable. What I basically did is just created my own envelope here. I did put a couple of the shapes on the back as a flap decoration, and then I used my needle and thread and just did some light light stitching. And inside, let me cover these up. And on the inside, I just put a couple of random die shapes. So you could easily turn this into an ATC coin. You could always put like a very small little to and from. So these are just a couple of little ones that I tucked in here just for kicks and giggles. So that's what that looked like. I fastened it with a little piece of foam. So since this is just a sample, I'm not too worried about, that it got a little bit smudged back here. And I put another little pop-up on the front here, so you see the little kitty cat. So there's one. I did another one in a shape of this was more rectangular, and this is the front. I loved the ice cream and the little fun foods. I believe under there it says, what is the mystery flavor? So this one is really whimsical as well. I also put a couple more hearts. I did a little bit of sewing. You can see the little stitching there. So this is what's inside here, and these also have a couple of just random little dies. So this is great. You can just tuck this in. Maybe you want to make a little collage book or put this in your journal for, a specific day. It's so fun. I have the little words from the newsprint. I have the little puppies here, and then the word search at the dog show here. This is that thing that's on the side, which was this one here. So this tells you what words you're looking for so you can circle them. And then this is for the younger ones, or if you just want to, you know, take a little cheat sheet. So that's what these are. They're so cute. So this is the rectangular one, and this is the square, and then I had another one which is a tiny little mini, and I think this one was my favorite. I love this one. And then I put some little newsprint here. I love puppies, so here's all the little puppies. And then do not feed the dogs. So when I was using the die cut frames, I was trying to find pieces of the cardstock that would have a fun little words and things where I could just use as a fun little sentiment. So I would purposely look for things like this and then die cut that out. So this is all you have to do. You just tuck in a few little, you know, little pieces, and these are just so much fun to just stick inside a card. Put these inside, you know, friend mail, put this inside some happy mail, and maybe the person could just use them. Here's another long one. And then of course you can write little messages on the back, but they're just fun. They're unique, they're different. And I love that it looks like the Sunday cartoons. I love the memories that I have of sitting at the table when the Sunday paper would come around and my dad and I would read it from start to finish. Every single page, I would go straight for the little cartoons. He would always be reading all the news articles, and then of course I would go through the sale papers, all the little flyers they would put in. This was long before, of course, you know, Google and the internet. So this is what I created. I did a template so that this would give you a basic idea. This is 4.5 by 4.5, so it is a square. And I scored it at the 3/4 line on each side, including the top. And then on the bottom to create the flap, it's 1 3/4. So the middle part that will become the actual envelope is 2 3/4 inches in its center. And this was really easy to make. You just get out your score pad. I was using a little simple one that I had. I love things like this that are small and convenient. I can keep them right here on my desk. So this is all that I did. I just did a little thing, put some scoring, and I made sure to go back and measure each of the little sides. So once I had all the measurements down, it was time to start gluing and doing the little envelope top. This is the fun part. You could just take your scissors and snip it off. You could just round it off if you wanted to, but what I just decided to do is just get out my little corner punch and do some little corners. So I'm going to use, let's use the one in the middle. Let's just go for the medium size one. Go here and just round the corners a little bit. And I love anything that's whimsical. I love things with bright colors. I love things that, again, just make me smile. You should really have fun with your creativity and your art. So the next thing that I did, which is, you don't have to do this step, but for some reason I thought it worked better for me, is once this flap comes down, this part was bothering me. This part was bothering me a lot. So what you can do is just take your scissors and you're going to snip this part right here. So just open it back up again, and it's going to be this little section right here. And that's all you gotta do. Very easy. Another way you can do this if you don't have scissors or you don't want to use scissors is simply tuck it into place. And I'll show you on the other side. A little bit there. What you can do is just trim this down like this instead of cutting it off completely. In my case, I just wanted it like kind of out of the way. Is just tuck it down like that, so that you can do that as well. You don't have to cut it off completely, but for me it just seemed like it was it didn't really need to be there. So I went ahead and snipped it off. So just give it a little snip, and that's all that required there. Now for the center part, we are going to glue this closed. So you the best thing to do is either use your adhesive, whatever you have. I love my Barely Arts glue, so I am going to just give this a little bit, and you need to stay, if you can, as close to this inner side as you can. If you put this here and you close it, what's going to happen is you won't have any room in your envelope. So I do this, I make sure that I am in place, and then I do the gluing. I think I might have said that backwards. You're going to be doing the outside flap, not the inside flap. The inside flap would glue this shut. So you just do something simple like that. And then close that down. And this one, it is a little bit higher up there, so you can just take your scissors and trim that down. But for me, I'm not worried about it. This is the sample, because obviously it has the writing on the inside, so I won't be sending this out. And then also what I like to do, because I work on something else at the same time, is I just put a little clip here. You can always use one of these and, you know, do something like this while you're waiting, or just put the clips, which is what I like to use, and then just let that sit off to the side for just a second. Now for this one, I think I'm going to do the same thing. So I just choose, you know, a couple of little hearts and whatever looks like it would be fun. You could always use a little circle. That would be cute too. And then I just go through my stack of things that I cut. Probably because this is the back flap, I wouldn't recommend something like a newsprint. So I'm going to use, let's see, okay, that should be good. You just need it for a second or two to really, you know, make sure that it sets. And then this is what your inside is going to look like. So you take one of your things, make sure that it's fine. Yep. Otherwise, you still have a little bit of time to just take that glue back off. So while this is setting, just for a second, I'm going to start gluing and then do a little simple, oh, here's another one, so that's cute. What I did is I hope you can see that, I popped up the little heart on top of the little square. So I think we'll use that, that'll be cute. We'll put that on there, add him to the front. So I hope everybody's doing wonderful this Saturday. I know that there's a storm out there somewhere, and reminds me of our times here in Florida when we have storms, which of course are hurricanes. Have to get out the generators, and we have to get out all our hurricane supplies. So I am definitely feeling those of you who are waiting on that winter storm. I know how you feel. So stay safe out there, my friends. So that will be the little front cover. I think this is good. And then for the back, remember we rounded the corners. I think I'm going to do I think I'm going to keep them all uniform and put a little heart. If I have any little hearts here, I think that would be sweet. And there's that one. Whoop. And then there's this one. So the fun thing to do here is find a match that works. Here's a cute one, and here's a cute one. I was looking for a little one. There's one right there. So I think this one will be good. That's too similar. A little fire hydrant. I'm having a hard time deciding on this one. Maybe it's because I used the one that I'm looking for in here. I'll just switch this out for another one if I did. Okay, so we'll leave that one there. Nope, that one's too close. That one's too similar. All right. Oh, he's cute. And these, of course, would be fun for swapping as well. You can always use these inside a swap if you want to put a few little personalized things that you've created. That would be cute. You know what? I think I'm going to have to go back to my original source, which is this one, because I'm looking for a contrasting color. And then I just noticed that this one has the black and white too. So here we go. We'll use this one. Now what I'm going to do is set him to the side, put the little one on the top. And the way I did this one is I just add a little bit of glue like that, and then add it to the front like so. And I wanted it hanging off just a little bit so that, oh no, have it hanging off just a smidge so that I will have room to do the stitching. So it'll go something like that. And I just set that down for a quick second, let that try and set. Then while that is trying to set into place, I have my needle and thread already done. Would you believe I cannot find my sewing kit anywhere? I have looked high and low, but I have started doing a little bit of stitching on fabric, and I still have to do a video on my haul of the fabrics that I found. And then I was given a gift of a huge batch of laces and ribbons, which I'll share that as well. And then I have a mystery box coming, so I'm really excited for that. So I actually found my embroidery. These things are huge, especially when dealing with teeny tiny paper like this. This is just not the ones that you want to use. So this is what I basically did. I'm just going to do a simple little stitch, and I just push it up through the paper like that. I'm so sorry, little puppy. Oh my goodness. And then I do it like this. I'm not worried about the back. There we go. Or not yet anyway. Actually, I think this thread looks a little janky, so hopefully this will work. And then I just push it through again like that. And then I try to fix the paper because it's making massive holes. These, definitely you want to use a needle. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm not even gonna do the second stitch. I'm gonna leave it right there. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. This is what I do. And then just like we learned when we were little, so you don't lose the needle and step on it, for now, I'm gonna put it right back down into the thread. And the thread I'm using is machine embroidery thread. I think this is polyester, so it has like almost like a shine to it, has a very wonderful silkiness to it. So I really like that. And have a straggler here. That we'll save for another day. And then I just do a quick little knot in the back. Don't know why. I don't think this is gonna come off, especially with the foam. However, it'll keep it from going through the paper, because again, this paper is thin and vulnerable. So there you go. That is what it will look like. Hope you can see that. Just a little bit of thread hanging off. And then I would love for this to be in a specific spot. I like for it to hang just so. So I put a little bit of that, and then if you can see this, I take these strings, make sure they're separate, and then I press them apart like that. So that way when they hang, they're hanging in just the right area. Something like that. All right, so that's going to be the outer part. And of course, you can see here there's a little tiny stitch in the little puppy. I'm sorry about that. And then the last thing that I do is foam from the Dollar Tree. I add a little bit of foam here like that to keep it from coming back off. Get rid of that. And then I add a little to make sure that it closes. So it'll be right at the top. If you put it all the way down, it's gonna end up closing it completely. So I just add oh, you know what's gonna happen? This is gonna be too big. So what I do is I take the foam and I trim a little bit off. So it's a little bit skinnier. I normally would use my foam strips for this, but I am out of those. Those are the long, they actually look just like this. Each one of these would be a strip of 3D foam, and you just peel it off. Love those. Those are amazing. So I'm just going to do this again and take a small little piece and then trim it off. So this is another way to use recycled items as well. That book was actually going to the donation pile, and at the last minute I grabbed it back out. I don't know why, I just grabbed it back out of the pile And I looked at it and I said, that is going to be useful in my arts and crafts. I just know it. I can use the papers as a base when I'm painting, you know, just put one down as like a drop cloth. I just knew that I was going to use that book. I don't know why, and I'm the one who said put it in donation in the first place. So some things you gotta keep, some things they do have to go. I knew it would be a wonderful home for somebody, and that somebody was me. So, oh, I think I can see this poking out just a little bit. What I'm trying to do here is just pop up the top. All right, so we're gonna add this with the little strings hanging off only to the top. So we don't want the foam showing down below. And of course you can do this as well. It doesn't have to be straight. It can go a little bit wonky. That would be cute too. And then when you open it, well, you're not supposed to see it. So let me move this just a tiny bit more this way. There we go. So that's what it'll look like underneath. And then it has that little wonky side to it. So there you go. Now what I also like to do, those pieces that we just took off, you can recycle those as well. Here's that little piece that we trimmed off. So what I'm going to do with this one is add it. Oh, this is another trick that I learned. Put it on your shirt or on your pants leg and make sure that it's not super sticky, so that you just, you know, get a little bit off at first and then you can add it back down. And the reason why you do that is so it'll still be tacky enough to open and close, but hopefully not rip your project, which is what happened, I think, with this one over here. I think that's what happened here. So a little bit came off, which actually that is an easy breezy fix. You just try and take that back off very slowly. There you go. A little bit of glue. Can't tell if it's coming out or not. Let me put you there for a second. So that has an easy fix. Just take that back off. And then what I also like to do, let me try and use this. Get a little bit of glue, pick that up, and then just set that back down right on there. And guess what? Of course it's not going to go right in place. No one will know. They're not going to know. They're going to know. They're not going to know. There you go. So there you go. So there's another one. I'm going to let that dry. And here is our last one. That is our little mini envelope made from just a little bit of cartoon paper. And if you wanted to use this, all I have to do is put another little strip. In fact, I remember seeing one somewhere, something like this, and just be, you know, really fun with it. There you go. In fact, let's do that. Let's do that. These are going to be little journaling cards and little journal pieces. Or if you are a card maker like me, set upside down. Okay, so it goes like this. This is facing this way. This is facing this way, and that's facing. Okay, let's just do this and cover up the 3/4 there. Again, no one's gonna know. No one has to know. There you go. It does look a little different. Just looks like you have an inside flap. So pop this open, put in a couple of little cards, throw in one of these little coins, throw in some hearts, and then another one of these, add a square. And what I was saying is, if you are a card maker like me, little happy dog, you can use these somehow in the card making. Here's a little part of that fire hydrant that was in the same series, so you can put that in there, and there you go. You just close it back up and you have some mini envelopes. So that was so much fun. I love this concept. I love the idea of turning something into something. This isn't exactly trash to treasure, even though it was heading to a donation. This is definitely thinking creatively. 20. Oh, this was from a book. I think that was chapter 28. I remember seeing that earlier. And then just tuck a few of these inside. Make it nice and creative. There you go. So we have all of these. Set those to the side. So we have envelope number 1, envelope number 2. That's the front of that one. That's the front. And envelope number 3, this cutie over here that we just didn't fix. So we'll close that. That's the front of that one. I love this. This is so whimsical. So there's that one, and then here's the one that we just made. So there you go. 4 little envelopes made out of a piece of not cardstock, but a piece of paper from the little word search, from the little Seek and Find. So there you go. That is my Saturday morning make. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing that you can create something from something else and make it your own, make it something that you can use. I didn't need a giant placemat with a word search, but I definitely could use these in my work and sending out as friend mail. So there you go, my friends. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your support of my channel. If you like this, if you could give it a thumbs up, and also hit that subscribe button and let me know that you are seeing this video with a comment, and also helps me find your channel. That's it for this one, my friends. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.